Hello ladies and gentlemen, geeks and freaks. Welcome to Cyberrealm. Today I will be introducing a new segment to the channel, Sneak Peek. In this series I will be visiting different games and servers to give an introduction to how the game appeals to a player. Today's episode will be dedicated to the new unmasked game, Kritika. While still in the open beta, this game does not pull its punches. Without further ado, let's jump into it. First off, graphics. Kritika does not come across as a game with reality as a fundamental setting. Therefore, we cannot compare graphics to a realistic standard. With that in mind, I gave Kritika a score of 4 out of 5 in terms of graphics because of its flashy effects and smooth transition between skills. The place where it lost its score is the lack of attention to detail. There are instances where the player's shadow is displayed but not the object he or she is traversing on. It is rather humorous at first glance, but such detail cannot be laughed at and shrugged away when it comes to an RPG. Next up, we have game mechanics. Similar to any other RPG, Kritika offers a hack-and-slash type of control. Players have the option to swap between FPS or advanced controls, which basically comes down to whether you are more comfortable with attacking the direction of the camera or the direction your character is facing. Other than that, the mechanics are simple and easy to use with the hotkeys set from 1 to 5 and other letter keys that are close to the natural position of the left hand. Players are able to easily pull off that 100-hit combo by customizing the skill keys to their own comfort. To that end, I keep the score to a 4 out of 5. The only thing that reduced the score, or rather the lack of skill macros, is a little disappointing. I would love to see that function implemented to help characters such as Doomblades to more easily pull off the smooth combos. Coming up next, we have story. As for the story of Kritika, it is set in a fantasy world where an alchemist is introduced to the world tritium technology. With his overwhelming knowledge and power, Abelard quickly ascended to the peak of authority. From there, it turned to the usual dictator setting, and now the main characters are trying to defeat him and his titans. To be fair, the story takes on a very generic tone with its predictable plot, but what really drove me away from the storyline and started to skip all dialogue is that it doesn't raise any particular attention to the plot. The dialogues that you trigger are either related to the NPC or the quest that they're about to hand you. Although evident effort was to put in to give each character its unique personality, and every quest you take on is linked back to the situation with Abelard, the story lacks a climax. So suffice to say, I have to give the story aspect of the game a 4 out of 5. Okay, now we're on to the most important aspect of the game, the anime level. And this is what makes the game stand out. The anime elements. Needless to say, Kritika is certainly not the first game to try their hand in the anime department, and they will certainly not be the last. But what really hooked me to this game is its over-the-top anime settings. Graphics aside, the amount of exaggerated anime moves and flashy combos is basically screaming, hey, you're the main protagonist, go ham and kick some ass! I mean, have you seen Doomblade's ultimate draw? Seriously though, go watch it if you haven't. On top of that, the protagonist-like quotes are the icing on the cake. That "I will not die" material is there every time you activate a resurrection stone. This game deserves a full 5 out of 5 on this category. Up next, we have the user interface. If Kritika is not your first MMORPG, then you should be pretty familiar to the basic GUI of the game. Even if it is your first time playing, not to worry, because Kritika kept all the important features nice and big, so even if you do get confused, you can generally bluff your way through most things. Ever heard of the saying, simple is best? Well, here's a perfect example of that. So in this department, I gave it a rating of 5 out of 5 due to Kritika's user-friendly interfaces. Following that, we have game balance. Or in the common tongue, is it pay to win? In Kritika, the crucial items and upgrades can already be achieved through in-game currency. With real currency though, the best thing you can get is probably some boosts, an elite status to up your level faster and raise your chance to gain better items. Some cosmetic its can also boost the stat of your choosing, although by a minimal margin. So if you ask me, is this game pay to win? I would say no for the most part. The real question comes down to will en masse make this game into a pay to win. Other than that, the only concern that I have is the balance between classes. While some classes obtain skills that allow Ultra status, Invincibility status, and Ultra Break in lower levels, there are some classes that don't have that many at their disposal during the early stages of the game. Yes, I am comparing Doomblade and Berserker. So in this department, I will have to give Kritika a rating of 3 out of 5. Here comes the social aspects of Kritika. Although Kritika offers the guild system and friend point system, the motivation behind making friends and joining guilds is rather obsolete. First of all, the friend point system offers next to no merits, since most items in the list requires a large sum of points. So in order to gain a lot of points, you would need active friends, and a lot of them. Furthermore, although dungeons offer a party of up to 4 members, and there are XP as well as drop boosts, the truth is, most players can clear even the insane difficulty of the dungeon by themselves if they upgrade their equipment a little, and if they're not too brain dead to learn the mob's attack patterns. What I see that could potentially improve the social status of Kritika is to improve the merits to the friend system, raise the difficulty of the dungeons to a point where you really need a party to clear it, and perhaps a guild raid of some sort, where 2 guilds challenge a boss together with a large party. For the moment, I will give Kritika a social rating of 3 out of 5. And with all the ratings combined, Kritika earns a total score of 4 out of 5. I would recommend this game to anyone who's looking for an over-the-top anime MMORPG. That is, of course, without too much stress about the graphics. Lastly, I would like to give a shout out to my friends of the guild Heaven's Tier for giving me their respective feedback of the game. If you're interested in joining Kritika, I am in the North America server nicknamed VVVSP. That's 3 V's, 1 S, and 1 P. Hope to see you all there, and before I go, please leave a rating to this video, let me know whether you liked it or disliked it in the comments, and perhaps suggest a game I should review next. Thank you for joining me today in this video, and I will see you all in the next video.